The sky above the planet Thalassa was split by a flash of unnaturally bright light, an event observed with trepidation by the various intelligent species of the galaxy. As the flare subsided, a colossal ship of unfamiliar design pierced the atmosphere, its hull gleaming ominously against the dusk. The news spread rapidly across the galaxy. Yet another unidentified vessel had made its appearance, but this time, its trajectory pointed unmistakably towards the Galactic Council's domain. On Thalassa, a meeting of unprecedented scale was underway. Representatives from every race, Orlans with their feathered crests, the reptilian Sichin-Tagai, and beings of pure energy known as the Luminar, gathered, united by a common unease. Murmurs filled the grand hall as the assembly awaited the human delegation, known across galaxies for their unusual bravado and resilience. When the humans arrived, the contrast was palpable. Led by Commander Eleanor Briggs, they walked with an air of casual defiance, unconcerned by the whispers that fluttered around them like disturbed moths. Briggs, a tall woman with sharp features and a gaze as piercing as it was calculating, took her place at the podium. "Ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed beings," she began, her voice cutting cleanly through the murmur. "We are aware of the concerns that have brought us together today. A vessel of unknown origin has entered our space and it's approaching Thalassa, but let us not be hasty in our fear." A low growl of dissent rose from a Sichin-Tagai delegate. "Commander Briggs, with all due respect, every time a new unknown appears, it heralds chaos. Our planets suffer, our people live in fear. Why should this time be any different?" Eleanor met the delegate's glowing eyes. "Because, esteemed counselor, fear has never been a friend to reason. Our scans show that the ship is unarmed, and as of now has made no aggressive moves. We propose a cautious but open approach." Her suggestion was met with skepticism. Orlan Ambassador Threx interjected, his voice a musical warble that somehow conveyed his anxiety. "Humans might not fear these encounters as we do, but our memories are long. We remember the devastation caused by the last visitor. Our cities burned, millions perished. How can you stand there and preach calm?" Briggs acknowledged the concern with a nod. "We remember as well, Ambassador. Loss has touched all our worlds. But we also remember the alliances forged in the aftermath, the technologies shared in the peace that followed. We must not let fear overshadow our potential to grow and learn from these new beings." Her words hung in the air, heavy with the unsaid weight of human history, of wars fought both on Earth and in the stars, of triumphs over adversities that seemed insurmountable. The human spirit, resilient in ways that many species found both baffling and admirable, was on full display. As the debate raged on, the unknown ship continued its silent approach, its intentions wrapped in mystery. Eleanor Briggs stood firm, her stance embodying the very essence of her speech. She believed, as did many of her kind, that fear should never be the counsel by which they governed. The council finally agreed to send a small delegation to meet the approaching vessel, with humans taking the lead. As the assembly disbanded, the air was thick with both apprehension and the faint, almost imperceptible thrum of hope. As night fell over Thalassa, the stars looked down, silent witnesses to the unfolding drama. In the darkness, Eleanor looked up, her thoughts as much on the mysterious visitors as on her own people. Whatever awaited them, the humans would face it without cowering, a fact that both comforted and isolated them in the vast, watchful galaxy. As the human delegation prepared to leave Thalassa, the atmosphere at the spaceport was charged with a mix of excitement and tension. Commander Eleanor Briggs led the team, consisting of top scientists, diplomats, and security personnel. Each member was chosen for their expertise, and importantly, their ability to remain composed under pressure. The Galactic Council had given their reluctant blessing, but the eyes watching them bore the weight of countless silent prayers and unvoiced fears. The delegation boarded the Venture, a ship equipped with the latest human technology, designed not only for speed and defense, but also for making first contact. The crew worked silently, efficiently, checking and rechecking their instruments as they prepared for departure. The engine's low hum grew into a resonant thrum that vibrated through the hull, mirroring the nervous energy of its passengers. As they approached the unknown vessel, the size of it became apparent. It dwarfed the Venture significantly, its sleek, dark exterior reflecting the starlight in an almost mesmerizing pattern. The design was unlike anything recorded in the galactic databases, its smooth contours and seamless joints suggesting a technology far advanced from current galactic standards. "Begin scanning protocols," Eleanor instructed her science officer, Lieutenant Maya Chen. Maya nodded, her fingers flying over the control panel as she initiated a detailed scan of the alien ship. "Their technology is impressive," Maya reported, her voice tinged with professional awe. "No visible propulsion systems, minimal energy emissions, and it appears to be self-repairing minor hull abrasions as we speak." Eleanor considered this. "Any signs of life?" "Uncertain. The ship's materials are interfering with our standard life form scans. We might need to be in closer proximity," Maya replied. With a decisive nod, Eleanor authorized the approach. "Take us in, but keep us at a safe distance. Prepare the communication suite. If they're willing to talk, we'll be ready." As the Venture neared the alien ship, an unexpected transmission broke the silence. A screen in the communication bay flickered to life, revealing a face that was difficult to describe. It was vaguely humanoid but with shifting features, as if it was struggling to decide on a form. "Visitors from Earth," the being spoke, its voice a harmonious blend of several tones. "We are the Eon. You are not as the others. You approach where they retreat. Why?" Eleanor stepped forward, her posture relaxed but authoritative. "We seek understanding and peace," she responded. "Your arrival has caused concern among the Galactic Council. We aim to bridge that concern with dialogue." The Eon's features settled into a more constant state, though still hard to focus on, like looking at a reflection in rippling water. "Curiosity and bravery, qualities we find commendable. We traverse your galaxies, seeking partners in a symphony of stars. Many hear, but few listen." The dialogue that followed was cautious but genuine. The Eon explained their nature as explorers of the cosmos, beings of energy and thought who traveled the universe in search of knowledge and congenial connections. Their ship, a living entity itself, was part of their collective, a fusion of technology and life. Eleanor listened intently, aware of the historic significance of their conversation. Every word exchanged was relayed back to Thalassa, where the Galactic Council awaited with bated breath. As the initial contact drew to a close, the Eon proposed a meeting on their ship, an invitation to witness their world. Eleanor accepted, aware of the risks but driven by the potential for a groundbreaking alliance. As the chapter of their return to the Venture closed, the crew was silent, each person processing the enormity of what was unfolding. Ahead of them lay uncharted territory, both literal and metaphorical. Eleanor allowed herself a moment of reflection. The unknown had always been a canvas for human fears and fantasies, but now it was a gateway to unimaginable possibilities. Commander Eleanor Briggs and her team prepared meticulously for their visit to the Eon vessel. Each member was equipped with the latest in human environmental technology, designed to adapt to a range of atmospheric conditions. The excitement was palpable, mingled with a sober awareness of the risks involved in boarding an alien ship of unknown capabilities. As the airlock between the Venture and the Eon ship sealed, a gentle hiss marked the equalization of pressure, and the door slid open with a quiet precision. The interior of the Eon ship was unlike anything the human delegation had seen before. The walls pulsed softly with light, and the corridors seemed to stretch and contract organically, as if the ship itself was breathing. "Welcome, Earthborn," greeted the Eon entity, which had introduced itself as Calum. Its form had adapted to a more stable humanoid appearance, perhaps to put the humans at ease. "We are pleased to share our essence with you." Eleanor stepped forward, her voice steady. "We are honored, Calum. We hope that this is the beginning of a fruitful dialogue between our peoples." As they walked through the corridors, Calum explained the nature of their ship. "Our vessel is part of us, just as we are part of it. We do not use tools to build. We grow what we need, we evolve as necessary. What you see around you is both our home and our fellow traveler. The walls of the corridor shifted subtly in hue and texture as they moved, reacting to the presence of the visitors. Eleanor noted everything, aware that her reports could redefine human understanding of technology and life. The delegation was then led into a large chamber that seemed to serve as a meeting space. The room was circular, with seating that rose naturally from the floor. The seats were soft and oddly comforting, molding themselves to the occupant's form. "We have traveled the cosmos for millennia," Calum continued, its voice echoing slightly in the chamber. "We seek connections, learning from the cultures and technologies of the galaxies. We share knowledge freely, but we are selective in choosing our closer allies." Dr. Lin Pham, the lead scientist of the delegation, spoke up. "What drives your selection? What are you looking for in an ally?" Calum's features shimmered as it considered the question. "We value those who can teach us something new about the universe, those who show potential not just for technological advancement, but for philosophical growth. We are drawn to species that, despite fear, choose to engage, to understand." The meeting proceeded with an exchange of ideas and information about each other's technologies and cultures. The Eons were particularly interested in human emotional capacity, which they found both complex and intriguing. As the conversation deepened, the Eons shared glimpses of their own history and travels, tales of cosmic phenomena and encounters with other civilizations. Each story was accompanied by visual representations that appeared in the air around them, created by the ship itself as if it were participating in the conversation. As the visit neared its conclusion, Calum proposed a further exchange, not just of knowledge, but of actual presence. "We would like to send one of our own to Earth to learn from you directly," it suggested, "and perhaps one of you would like to travel with us for a time." Eleanor considered the proposal carefully. Such an exchange could cement a significant interstellar alliance and open doors that had been closed to humanity until now. As they returned to the venture, the team was quiet, each member lost in thought about the potential changes and challenges ahead. Eleanor felt the weight of her decisions, knowing that her choices could alter the course of human history. She looked back at the Eon ship, its surface shimmering under the distant stars, a beacon of potential and mystery. "Ready for the next chapter whenever you are." Commander Eleanor Briggs convened a meeting aboard the Venture soon after their return from the Eon ship. The atmosphere in the conference room was thick with the gravity of their situation. Each member of the delegation had their own perspective on the proposal for an exchange, and Eleanor knew that balancing these views was crucial. "We stand at a crossroads," Eleanor began, addressing her team with a calm resolve. "The offer from the Eon to exchange representatives is an opportunity, but it's also a responsibility. We need to consider not just the scientific and diplomatic gains, but also the potential risks." Dr. Lin Pham, always the voice of scientific curiosity, was the first to express her support. "The chance to study Eon technology and philosophy firsthand could propel our understanding of the universe. It's a risk, yes, but the potential for advancement is significant." Security Chief Mark Jensen, however, voiced his concerns. "We're dealing with an entity that is far beyond our current understanding of technology and possibly even consciousness. How do we ensure the safety of our representative, not to mention the security of Earth?" Eleanor nodded at each point, acknowledging the validity of their concerns. "These are the questions we must weigh. I propose that we set up a rigorous training program for our representative, not just in technology and diplomacy, but also in crisis management and contingency planning. We need to prepare for every conceivable scenario." The discussion then turned to the selection of the representative. After a lengthy debate, it was decided that a candidate would be chosen based on a combination of expertise, adaptability, and psychological resilience. Meanwhile, on Thalassa, the Galactic Council was in session, deliberating the human proposal to accept the Eon's offer. The council chambers buzzed with a mix of excitement and apprehension. While many were curious about the Eon's advanced technology, others feared the implications of such a close interaction with a vastly superior species. Ambassador Threx, representing the Orlans, expressed his concern. While we appreciate the humans' courage and their willingness to engage with the Eon, we must consider the broader implications. What if this alliance shifts the balance of power in the galaxy? Despite the reservations, the Council ultimately deferred to the humans' judgment, intrigued by the potential benefits of such an alliance. The decision was communicated to Eleanor, giving her the green light to proceed with the exchange. Back on the Venture, preparations were underway. Eleanor appointed Dr. Pham to lead the selection process for the human representative. At the same time, the team began developing a specialized training regimen tailored to the unique challenges of living and working aboard the Eon ship. As the final decision approached, Eleanor took a moment to reflect on the magnitude of their undertaking. This was more than just a diplomatic mission. It was a venture into the unknown, a step towards a future where humans were not just participants in the galactic community, but active and recognized contributors. The chapter concluded with the team finalizing their preparations, ready to embark on what could be one of humanity's most significant journeys. Eleanor felt a mix of apprehension and exhilaration. As she looked out into the vastness of space, she knew that the decisions made today would echo throughout human history. The selection process for the human representative was both rigorous and meticulous, involving tests of intelligence, adaptability, and psychological resilience. After weeks of evaluations, the choice was narrowed down to Dr. Sylvia Moreno, an expert in exobiology and interstellar diplomacy. Dr. Moreno's ability to understand and communicate complex scientific concepts, combined with her calm demeanor and quick thinking, made her an ideal candidate for this unprecedented mission. Commander Eleanor Briggs personally delivered the news to Dr. Moreno. "Sylvia, you've been selected to represent not just humanity, but the potential for a new era of cooperation in our galaxy," Eleanor said, her voice conveying the weight of the assignment. "This mission will require more than just your scientific expertise. It will demand incredible courage and adaptability." Dr. Moreno, although aware of the challenges ahead, accepted the role with a sense of duty and anticipation. "Thank you, Commander. I'm honored and ready to take on this responsibility. I believe this is a unique opportunity to advance our understanding of the universe and to foster a meaningful partnership." With the selection made, the next phase of preparations began. Dr. Moreno underwent a specialized training regimen designed to familiarize her with Eon technology and cultural norms, as communicated by Kylum during their initial interactions. Simultaneously, the Eon selected an envoy named Vael, a being who appeared particularly adept at morphing its form and understanding human expressions and emotions. The day of the exchange arrived, and both the human and Eon delegations gathered at the docking bay of the Venture. The atmosphere was charged with a mix of anticipation and solemnity, as both sides recognized the significance of the moment. Vael, in a form that echoed human features, stepped forward to meet Dr. Moreno. "Dr. Moreno, we are eager to learn from you and to share our perspective. This exchange symbolizes our hope for a deeper connection between our peoples." Dr. Moreno, poised and ready, responded with equal formality. "Vael, I look forward to understanding your culture and sharing ours. Let's take this step together, not just for our species, but for the knowledge we can gain for all." The exchange was broadcast across human and allied territories, marking it as a historic event. On Earth and beyond, people watched with bated breath as Dr. Moreno boarded the Eon vessel, her figure disappearing into the shimmering light of the alien ship. On board the Eon ship, Dr. Moreno was introduced to environments that challenged the very notion of physical and metaphysical space. The ship's interior shifted in response to its inhabitants' thoughts and feelings, adapting its structures to facilitate comfort and communication. Vael guided her through the living corridors, explaining, "Our ship is more than a vessel. It is a part of us. It grows and learns much like a sentient being. We believe that by sharing this space with you, we can merge our understandings and find common ground." As Dr. Moreno settled into her new surroundings, her daily communications with the Venture became crucial updates that were eagerly awaited by the scientific community and the general populace alike. Each report detailed incredible advancements in technology and insights into the Eon's philosophy of life and their place in the cosmos. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the effects of the exchange were already beginning to ripple through human society. Discussions about the implications of the Eon technology and philosophy sparked debates in academic and political circles, highlighting the potential shifts in future policies and priorities. The chapter closed with Dr. Moreno looking out of a viewing port on the Eon ship, gazing at the stars with a new perspective. Behind her, the corridors of the ship pulsed softly, a reminder of the living, breathing entity she was now a part of. Her journey was not just a mission, it was a bridge between worlds, a testament to the power of curiosity and the unending quest for knowledge. Let me know when you'd like to move on to the next chapter. Dr. Sylvia Moreno's days aboard the Eon ship blended into a fascinating tapestry of discovery and adaptation. Her initial disorientation gave way to a rhythm of learning and interaction that was as exhilarating as it was challenging. The ship itself was a marvel, a symbiotic entity that responded not only to physical touch, but also to emotional and intellectual stimuli. Vael, her Eon counterpart, proved to be an adept guide and teacher. The entity introduced Dr. Moreno to the core of the ship's intelligence, a vast luminous chamber where the Eon's collective knowledge was stored. It was here that the true nature of the Eon was revealed. They were not just travelers, they were gatherers of histories, emotions, and thoughts from across the universe. Our purpose is to understand the diversity of existence, Vael explained, its voice a soft melody that resonated in the chamber. Each species offers a unique perspective, a unique vibration to the symphony of the cosmos. We learn and we share, so that understanding can grow beyond the boundaries of stars. As Dr. Moreno absorbed the wealth of knowledge, she couldn't help but be moved by the profound depth of the Eon's mission. Her daily reports back to the Venture were filled with descriptions of advanced Eon technologies that manipulated energy and matter, theories of space and time that dovetailed with human understanding yet stretched far beyond it, and philosophies that challenged and expanded her own views of existence. Back on Earth and among the Galactic Council, the reports were received with a mix of awe and concern. The technologies described had implications not just for science, but for the very fabric of galactic society. The Council convened several sessions to discuss the potential impacts, with human representatives playing a key role in framing the conversations. Meanwhile, on the Eon ship, Dr. Moreno's personal transformation mirrored the broader potential shifts in interstellar relations. Her initial mission of observation and reporting gradually expanded into a role of ambassador and liaison, as both humans and Eons navigated the complex waters of cultural integration. The relationship between Dr. Moreno and Vael also deepened, moving from professional to genuinely friendly. They shared not only knowledge but personal stories and insights, bridging their species' gap through shared laughter and mutual respect. However, not all was serene. A faction within the Galactic Council, led by the more conservative Sichin Tagai representatives, voiced increasing concerns about the rapid integration and sharing of knowledge. They argued that the potential risks of such profound alien influence were not fully understood. These tensions came to a head during a pivotal council meeting, where Eleanor Briggs presented a detailed case for continued and even expanded cooperation with the Eons. She argued that isolationism would hinder potential growth, and that safety measures and protocols could be established to manage the risks. As debates raged across the galaxy, Dr. Moreno continued her work, unaware of the political storm brewing. Her latest breakthrough, a collaborative project with Vael that could potentially revolutionize energy consumption across human territories, was poised to be a testament to the benefits of their cooperation. The chapter closed on Dr. Moreno standing beside Vael, looking out at the cosmos through the vibrant, ever-shifting walls of the Eon ship. Below them, the stars seemed to pulse with the promise of new beginnings and the challenges that come with stepping into the unknown. Ready for the next chapter when you are, as Dr. Sylvia Moreno continued to document her groundbreaking findings aboard the Eon ship. The waves of her discoveries reverberated throughout human territories and the broader Galactic Council. Her latest report, detailing a potential new method of energy generation that mimicked the Eon's organic technologies, sparked both excitement and trepidation across various sectors. Back on Earth, energy corporations and environmental groups keenly monitored the developments, aware that such technology could disrupt existing power structures and economic systems. At the same time, scientific communities buzzed with the possibilities of clean, nearly limitless energy. Meanwhile, at the Galactic Council, the debate intensified. The conservative faction led by the Sikan representatives pushed for stringent controls on the dissemination of Eon technology, arguing that unchecked integration posed significant risks to galactic security and cultural integrity. Commander Eleanor Briggs found herself increasingly in diplomatic waters, navigating between the enthusiasm of her scientific teams and the caution of the Galactic Council. During a high-stakes council session, she advocated for a balanced approach that respected the potential risks but embraced the transformative opportunities. "The fear of the unknown must not deter us from the pursuit of progress," Eleanor stated emphatically to the assembly. "We have established rigorous protocols for the integration of Eon technology. Let us move forward with cautious optimism." Her words resonated with many, but skepticism remained strong among others. The session concluded with the Council agreeing to a provisional exploration of Eon technologies, under strict regulatory oversight. On the Eon ship, Dr. Moreno was oblivious to the political storms her work had stirred. She and Vael continued their collaboration, now focusing on adapting Eon energy principles to human technology. Vael showed her how the ship absorbed and redistributed energy from cosmic radiation, a process that was both efficient and harmonious with the surrounding environment. "It is not merely about harnessing energy. It's about becoming a part of the energy flow," Vael explained, its form shimmering with a light that seemed to pulse in time with its words. Dr. Moreno's fascination grew as she realized the implications of such technology for Earth's energy crises. Her reports detailed not just the scientific processes, but also reflected her growing philosophical alignment with Eon principles of symbiosis and sustainability. However, as the project neared a significant breakthrough, a covert faction within the Galactic Council, driven by fears of human and Eon dominance, began to mobilize. Unbeknownst to Eleanor and Dr. Moreno, a plan was being hatched to sabotage the energy project, fearing that the shift in power dynamics would be too great. The tension culminated in an unexpected breach on the Eon ship. During one of their experiments, Dr. Moreno and Vael were startled by an alarm signaling an unauthorized access to their lab. They arrived to find the lab in disarray, key components of their project visibly tampered with. Vael, normally so composed, showed signs of distress. "This act of sabotage, it is not just a betrayal of trust. It is a resistance to change. But why fear change so deeply?" It pondered aloud, its voice a mix of confusion and sorrow. Dr. Moreno, though shaken, responded with determined resilience. "Change is frightening to many, Vael, but we must not let fear derail our path. Let's rebuild, and let's ensure the security of our work." As the chapter closed, the stakes were higher than ever. The sabotage was a clear message that not all were ready for the dawn of a new era. Eleanor and Dr. Moreno, bound by their mission and newfound convictions, prepared to defend their project, not just on technological grounds, but as a beacon of hope for a united future. In the wake of the sabotage aboard the Eon ship, Dr. Sylvia Moreno and Vael were thrust into a heightened state of alert. Their project, which had been on the brink of a breakthrough, now faced not only technological setbacks, but also the daunting task of navigating the murky waters of interstellar politics and betrayal. Back on Earth and throughout the Galactic Council, the news of the sabotage sent ripples of concern and condemnation. Commander Eleanor Briggs, recognizing the gravity of the situation, called for an emergency meeting with the Council. The aim was to reaffirm support for the project and to secure a mandate for increased security measures around the collaboration efforts. The actions taken against our joint venture with the Eons were not just an attack on a scientific project, but an affront to our shared vision for peace and progress, Eleanor declared during the council session. Her voice, firm and resolute, underscored the seriousness of her words. We must respond not only with increased security, but also by reaffirming our commitment to this partnership. Meanwhile, aboard the Eon ship, Dr. Moreno and Vael worked tirelessly to assess and repair the damage. The sabotage had been sophisticated, hinting at involvement by someone with deep knowledge of both human and Eon technologies. This realization added a layer of distrust and urgency to their efforts. As they worked, Vielle shared its thoughts on the broader implications of the attack. It seems that fear of change drives not only caution, but also aggression. Sylvia, we must consider that the path we tread could be fraught with more such challenges. Dr. Moreno nodded, her resolve hardening. Change is often resisted, Vielle, but the potential benefits of our work, clean energy, deeper understanding between our species, these are worth fighting for. We'll take every precaution, but we won't be deterred. The dialogue between the two not only strengthened their resolve, but also deepened their bond. They were united not just by a scientific endeavor, but by a shared vision of what their work could mean for the galaxy. Back at the Galactic Council, Eleanor faced both support and opposition. While many council members applauded her dedication and the innovative aspects of the human-Eon collaboration, others, led by a vocal minority, expressed deep-seated reservations about further entanglement with what they termed unpredictable alien elements. Despite the opposition, Eleanor managed to secure a conditional approval to continue the project, along with promises of enhanced security measures. However, the Council also stipulated that a more comprehensive review process be established, ensuring that all technological transfers were closely monitored. With the Council's decision in hand, Eleanor communicated the outcomes to Dr. Moreno, emphasizing both the support and the need for vigilance. We have the green light to proceed, Sylvia, but eyes will be on us, more critical than before. Let's make sure we're prepared for any further challenges. Rejuvenated by the Council's backing, albeit cautious, Sylvia and Vielle resumed their work with a new sense of purpose. They implemented additional security protocols and began reconstructing the damaged parts of their project. As the chapter closed, the lab on the Eon ship was once again a hub of activity. The collaborative spirit between Dr. Moreno and Vielle, now fortified by their shared trials, shone as a beacon of resilience. Their work, crucial not only for its scientific merit, but also as a symbol of interstellar cooperation, moved forward, a defiant response to the shadows of doubt cast by their unseen adversaries. The shadows of intrigue deepened as Dr. Sylvia Moreno and Vielle continued their pioneering work aboard the Eon ship. The increased security measures seemed to stabilize the situation, but the undercurrents of political maneuvering continued to shape the landscape of their mission. Commander Eleanor Briggs, determined to shield the project from further interference, embarked on a series of confidential meetings with key allies within the Galactic Council. Her goal was clear: to solidify a coalition that could counteract the conservative faction led by the Shintagai representatives, who were increasingly vocal in their skepticism of the human-Eon collaboration. During one such meeting, Eleanor met with Ambassador Threx of the Orlans, a species known for their cautious yet fair-minded approach to galactic affairs. "Ambassador, the future I envision is one where fear does not dictate our path," Eleanor stated earnestly. "We have a chance to lead by example, to show that cooperation can bring about advancements that benefit all." Ambassador Threx, his feathered crest shimmering thoughtfully, responded, "Commander Briggs, your vision is commendable. However, the path to such a future is fraught with complexities. My support is with you, but we must tread carefully, ensuring that our steps do not provoke unnecessary conflict." With Threx's cautious backing, Eleanor continued to build her network, knowing that each alliance could be crucial in maintaining the project's momentum. Meanwhile, on the Eon ship, Dr. Moreno and Vielle faced challenges of a different nature. They were making significant progress in replicating the energy generation process using a prototype device designed for human technology. However, the integration of Eon principles into human engineering presented unexpected complexities. "The energy flows differently here," Vielle noted, observing the fluctuating readings on the prototype. "It's not just a matter of technology. It's about understanding the harmony of the system. Your machines must not only perform but resonate." Dr. Moreno took the feedback to heart, pushing her team to think beyond the mechanics, to consider the energy as a living part of the system. This shift in perspective was slow to take root, but eventually led to a breakthrough, as the prototype began to show stable and efficient energy output. Back on Earth, the news of the breakthrough sparked a renewed wave of interest in the project. However, it also reignited fears and suspicions among those who saw the rapid technological advancements as a potential threat to the existing power structures. As the Galactic Council prepared for a pivotal summit to discuss the implications of the human-Eon collaboration, shadowy figures moved in the background. A covert group, opposed to the project and fearing the shift in galactic influence it represented, plotted to undermine the summit. Their plan was to leak manipulated data suggesting that the Eon technology could be weaponized, hoping to sway the Council against further cooperation. Eleanor, alerted to the potential threat by her intelligence sources, acted swiftly to counter the misinformation. She convened a team of experts to prepare a comprehensive presentation for the summit, aiming to dispel fears and highlight the benefits of the project. As the chapter closed, the Venture and the Eon ship stood ready, the fate of their collaboration hanging in the balance. The upcoming summit would be a test of not just the project's viability, but of the broader vision for a galaxy where cooperation could lead to prosperity and understanding. Eleanor and Dr. Moreno, each in their respective arenas, prepared to defend their work, armed with evidence, conviction, and the quiet hope that truth and progress would prevail. As the Galactic Summit convened, the tension was palpable. Representatives from various civilizations gathered, each bearing their own perspectives and prejudices, under the massive dome of the Council Chamber on Thalassa. Commander Eleanor Briggs, alongside Dr. Sylvia Moreno, who had returned from the Eon ship for this critical meeting, prepared to address the assembly. The chamber buzzed with whispered discussions and speculative glances as Eleanor took the podium. Her presence commanded attention, her demeanor calm yet assertive. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council," she began, "today we stand at a pivotal moment in our shared history. We have before us a choice: to step forward into a future of cooperation and progress, or to retreat into the shadows of fear and suspicion." As Eleanor spoke, the data from their project was displayed on large screens around the room, showing the efficiency and potential of the Eon energy technology. Dr. Moreno stood ready, her expertise crucial in addressing the technical queries and concerns that might arise. Meanwhile, the covert group opposed to the collaboration watched anxiously, their last-ditch efforts to sabotage the summit by spreading disinformation having been largely mitigated by Eleanor's preemptive actions. Despite their efforts, the presentation was compelling, highlighting not only the technological benefits but also the strengthened bonds of trust and mutual understanding between humans and Eons. Vael, representing the Eon, addressed the Council via a live transmission, its form shimmering with subtle light. "We offer this technology not as conquerors, but as partners. We seek to share our understanding of the cosmos, in the hope that together we can face the challenges that lie ahead." The Council listened, some members nodding in agreement while others remained stoically reserved. The debate that followed was intense. Each species brought its own viewpoints to the fore, debating not just the project itself, but the broader implications for galactic politics and security. Ambassador Threx finally stood, his voice clear and resonant in the crowded chamber. "Change is never without risk, but the Orlans stand with those who choose hope over fear. We support the Human-Eon partnership as a testament to what can be achieved when we dare to think beyond our limitations." One by one, other representatives cast their votes. The room was charged with anticipation as the final tally was projected for all to see. The result was a clear majority in favor of continuing the collaboration, a collective decision to embrace a new era of technological and cultural exchange. As the summit concluded, Eleanor and Dr. Moreno exchanged relieved glances. They had faced formidable challenges, but their efforts had culminated in a victory not just for their project, but for the future of interstellar relations. The closing scene of the chapter showed the Venture and the Eon ship side by side in orbit around Thalassa. Below them, the planet's surface glimmered, a symbol of the fragile yet beautiful unity they had managed to preserve. Eleanor's final log entry captured the essence of their journey. "Today, We have laid the groundwork for a future built on the pillars of knowledge, understanding, and respect. May this alliance grow stronger and light our way as we navigate the unknown together. The story of their endeavor, marked by challenges, innovations, and the unyielding spirit of cooperation, would resonate across galaxies, inspiring future generations to look to the stars not with fear, but with courage and curiosity. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to explore in this universe or any other assistance you need.